What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer / seducer, Nick Scarpino.
What's up?
Nothing. I like you.
I like you back.
Thank you, buddy. Over there. Oh, sorry, I didn't have this up. The Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds. The globe trotting, head shotting nitro rifle from Twitch.tv, Andy Cortez.
Any suggestions you want to make, Greg? Or?
I'll get to that one second. Okay. And over there, it's Forbes 30 under 30, aka the second best baby blues in San Francisco, aka the verified one at Tim Gettys. How are you?
Fantastic. Let him host. Nick, I love the Iron Man mask you have in the back because is it just a bucket?
Oh, you want to see it? Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick, someone didn't watch KFAF.
I actually saw this episode of KFAF, I'd like on the record.
Thank you, Greg.
Someone didn't see KFAF.
This is my coronavirus mask. I wear this out when I go get burritos.
But what is it actually?
It's a mop bucket that I've cut some holes into, Tim, and put some gold duct tape over to be fashionable.
Great. You nailed it for
Thanks,
sure.
Sir. Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. Each and every week, 4 best friends gather around this table, coming to talk about whatever it is. They just bullshit around with each other and have a great time. If you like that, you can head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode exclusive, exclusive live access to it. You can get it ad-free. You can submit your questions to be part of the show, and you can get the exclusive post show. If you have no bucks to toss our way, it's no big deal. You can go to youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services each and every week to get the show. Of course, it's got ads and it doesn't have the post show and you can't watch it live. And it's also on roosterteeth.com. I think I said that, but just pointing that out again. Now, here's the thing. All that is as polished as it ever gets around here for the Kind of Funny podcast. And so we refilm the intro to do that. Because, of course, it's Kind of Funhouse week. And this is Kind of Funhouse Roulette, where we are opening the doors of the Kind of Funny podcast and letting all the members of Funhouse come on in, present topics, and be a part of it. We don't know who's coming. They just randomly pop up. It's great. I mean, we know who works at Funhouse, but we don't know the order they're coming on or anything like that. So we did the normal intro, but we were running late and it was all just a garbage truck on fire. And we all started yelling at each other. And then Tim was like, let's just go. So you're going to get to see that now because we don't want to lie to you. We don't want you to show up and be like, oh, this is a polished podcast. We want you to hear the insanity. And before we get there, I do want to bring up this Reddit thread. Narwhals from Space says, small piece of constructive criticism for Andy's sick new intro. I'm loving Andy's new intro, but personally think one thing should be tweaked. Using clicking heads and headshotting so close together throws off the flow a bit. Maybe something like globe trotting, skull popping would work better. Just a random thought I had today. Andy, in the intro they're about to see, you of course don't want any advice. You don't want to hear. You don't want to take anybody's. I think that's a good criticism.
I don't see how it is, honestly. I really don't. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
All right, here's the shows that regularly be in. What's up, everybody? It's still a blue screen. There it is. I'm one of your hosts. This is the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside producer / seducer Nick Scarpino.
I like to think that we're coming apart at the seams so that we can form a new snake that goes out and is bigger and badder. You know what I'm saying?
We're
shedding our skin.
Snake. Yeah, okay. I like that a lot, I guess.
I guess.
It's just I don't. We're coming better that we can form a new snake. The problem is that when the snake comes out of his skin, he's still the same snake.
But he's a bigger snake, and he's bigger.
Well, not necessarily. He's just got a different skin, right?
Okay, well then, you know what? We're workshopping this. This is just the fucking tree of trust.
There is no judgment.
How about this? Born from the ashes of the seams come the phoenix that is the Kind of Funny podcast.
Sure, the trouser snake.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I like that.
Over here, it's the Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino head heat. Wait, did you see this? Did you see this Reddit thread about trying to change the clicking heads and ripping them to shreds sounds too much alike, and they wanted something different there? Did you see this?
I'm not taking any suggestions from anybody.
The Hispanic heartthrob, Texas treat, Latino heat, clicking heads and ripping them to shreds. The globe trotting headshot nitro rifle from Twitch.tv. Andy Cortez.
Andy, that was absolutely the right response.
Let me not capitulate. Here's a comment box. Fill out your suggestion. Fuck out of here, dude. Jesus Christ.
You nailed it. Like, why do you care? You know what I mean? What's
oh my God.
Yeah. No, don't worry about it. It's fine. And then rounding out the quartet, it is Forbes 30 under 30, a.k.a. the second best baby blues in San Francisco, a.k.a. the verified one at Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
Tim, where do you come on Andy's nickname?
Dewy. You look dewy.
I mean, I semi-agree with the suggestions, but you know what, Andy? Live your life. Live your life.
What do you mean? Ripping them to shreds and clicking heads?
I don't know, man.
How is that
I can't remember if it was
We
on
should
the
talk about
Reddit
this
or
later, though, guys.
on-
This
it might
is
have been-
kind of funny cross Funhouse week. We are way behind right now. We were supposed to have our first guest on. What we're doing here is every 15 minutes, a different person from Funhouse is going to join us, and we're going to do a topic with them. And can we get the first one in, Kevin?
You
Bring
gonna
him
let me take over
Yep.
like that, Craig?
Do, do,
You let me
do,
just step on you like that, Greg?
Hey, real talk.
Y'all ready
Let's
for
just
this?
record a new intro later. Let's just get at him for this, and then
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
why? That intro was great.
That was
We had
perfect.
a lot of fun.
there's gonna be a lot of people watching this for the first time. From them, that we should give them a proper introduction.
What was
So
wrong?
what-
Oh, you didn't like the blue screen? Why lie to them though, Tim? That's
There's
what the
no
show's gonna be
rigmarole.
if they
They don't
subscribe.
know where to subscribe, what to do.
Okay.
You know,
So where do you? Okay.
There he is. There he
Hello,
is.
Adam.
There he is.
I was waiting upon your call. I'm here. I was waiting with bated breath in a meeting, and I just ditched it to be
Wow,
here.
fuck that meeting.
Fuck that meeting.
Was it Jeff Ramsey?
He left before I did.
I'm loving your hair right now, Adam.
Yeah.
I
it's
am
looking
here.
really
Oh,
good.
this is
No,
the
no,
best
your hair.
ever
Wait, no,
content.
we're loving your
Oh,
hair is
oh.
what we said. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so bad. Have you seen this thing? I look like
Looks
Tom
awesome.
DeLonge.
It looks
It's
awesome.
so long.
First off, let's not insult how Tom DeLonge looks. all right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's just he's youthful forever and believes in aliens, whereas I am me. And ugh,
He believes in
It's
aliens or
horrible.
discovered aliens.
I was gonna say he found the aliens. Let's not give credit where credit's due.
I
He came back
guess.
with footage.
I'm with him half of the way. We could talk about this later, but I
I'm
mostly
not sure.
feel
Are we? Is
bad
this
for
the show?
Tom.
Are we on the show?
Mhm.
I don't
This
know.
is it.
Okay.
It called me.
So let's
Okay.
talk about it right now then.
Oh,
Do
you
you
wanna talk about-
believe in
yeah.
aliens and Tom DeLonge's belief in aliens?
This is Adam
I-
Kovic, by the way, from Funhouse.
So they know that.
Yes,
okay.
they know.
Okay.
Yeah. And now here's some kooky theories. No. I mean, look, the universe is large and expansive and infinite, and there is possibly a chance that there's something out there. The sad part is we're probably never gonna hear from it or see it. That's the bummer.
Well,
Yeah.
not if
And-
these damn SpaceX launches keep getting canceled. Thanks,
Yeah,
weather.
but thanks, Elon Weather.
Did one? Oh, one.
Did
It got
you-
canceled today. The Mars.
Well,
one?
got canceled. Did you see how they showed up though?
No.
They showed
No.
up in a NASA branded Tesla in dope ass spacesuits.
Why not?
It
Hell yeah, they
was
did.
Tim. You gotta
Sure.
Google this because I'm
Space
like, those
Force,
don't
baby.
even look like spacesuits. Those just look shit like some shit that like Armani would sell.
We're
for a
finally
lot of
getting
money.
here. This is the
It's
future I've always
awesome.
wanted. I've always wanted cool spacesuits. I hate how like basic
Andy-
and lame astronaut suits look.
Google the spacesuits from
First
the
off,
SpaceX launch. It's
let's-
like
Oh my
anime.
god.
Back
It's
to
cool
credit
as
where
shit.
credit's due. Astronaut suits do not look lame. All right,
They look lame as fuck, dude.
You just
They haven't
seen
been
them a lot.
updated in a
You've
while.
just seen them a lot.
Exactly, Adam. They haven't updated them all. It's like
I agree with the update.
80s, bro.
Yeah, I just feel like they need to be more sleek and modern.
More Iron Man now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with the astronaut suits is they have to be functional also. Like they have to protect them from like solar radiation and all sorts of shit. But I feel like at this point, Elon Musk needs to figure out how to make them like really, really, really cool. Looking.
See, these look cool. These look really, really cool.
Yeah.
They look
I'm
like
gonna
they're
do
something
it.
in space.
Andy, I want you to Google the suits from Underwater, the movie. Look at the underwater suits. That's what our space suits look
Oh.
like because they were very Japanese anime inspired and they look dope as shit.
They look like Gears of War armor when you take.
They
the helmet.
do. Yeah.
Did you
Oh,
watch
shit.
Underwater?
Yeah. Did you watch it?
I did watch Underwater.
It's
I
awesome,
enjoyed
right?
it. Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, I
It
came in
looked like,
knowing nothing, no expectations. Had a great time.
Looks like Jim Raynor. This is awesome. This is like Space Marine stuff.
Dude, I recommend
Oh.
this movie. I think the production design is really well done. It's by a director named I think William Eubanks, who did a movie called The Signal on Netflix, which is really really good. Also, it's kind of just a little little low budget, but a really fun, crazy, deep sci-fi movie.
It look like Bioshock or Gears. Yeah,
Gears,
it does look
right?
like
Yeah.
Gears.
Just a ripoff. I think
I like to see
they've
the
got- they've got-
Martian. We
The
can go
Martian
to that
suits,
one
the
again.
Yeah, that's what we could go for is the Martian suit,
Yeah.
where it's a little bit more
Sleek.
like, yeah, it's updated, but it still says, hey, you're not going to die if you go outside a spaceship.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah, the current, NASA spacesuits, the one we all think of, they're just too bulky. You can't move in them, right?
Mm.
And if anything,
Well, the
gravity,
video
though.
games or movies
Yeah.
have taught us, you're going to need to move out there to get away from things.
Absolutely, you have to be able to shuck and jive, as they say.
Exactly, they do
You
say
can't.
that.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. Though. There's
Vacuum.
the two different kinds of suits, though. There's the space suit, but then there's also the cool jumpsuit that they get to wear when they're in the ship. Those are
Sure.
good. Those don't have to change.
Really, the blue ones with just the name tag?
Dude, Biodome 5, those look dope.
What the fuck are your references, Nick? Underwater, the movie, and Biodome.
First off, let's not insult
I
Underwater.
remember
It is a good movie.
Biodome. Yeah.
I didn't know they made a Biodome 5.
Or
I
2
remember
through
Biodome
1. Or 2
Yeah.
through 4.
No. They were called the Biodome 5 in Biodome. That's what the group was
Got
called,
it.
guys. You're
Got it.
losing track of the narrative thread here. And they wore
funny thing
jumpsuits
is-
just like the NASA people.
The Biodome film has ruined the chance, maybe not, maybe the time has passed to make an actual real Biodome movie, because the real story of the Biodome is far more interesting than the Pauly Shore version. Like they started fighting immediately and created tribes, and they were like ran out of air within the first week. It's
You're kidding me.
good stuff. Oh yeah, and it was a total failure.
That's
It was great.
amazing. I remember visiting it because I think it's in Arizona, right? I remember
Yeah.
visiting it with my aunt and uncle who live out there, and they were like, "This is the Biodome. People lived here." And I just, as a child, I was like, I don't understand why anyone would do any of this.
I didn't know any of this was real. This is
As
all,
an adult, I don't understand why they
Yeah.
would do
this,
so.
the way this is all real stuff.
Well,
Yeah, it was
the
so they
movie
could
is
test like living on different planets and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
can we do it here first before we go to
Good
Mars?
test.
The answer,
Oh.
test.
the answer is no, because we're trash humans.
resoundingly
Yeah.
no. Resoundingly no.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they were like, should we make this into an Academy Award nominated film starring like Sir Anthony Hopkins and like maybe get some Gary Oldman peppered in there, a little Kate Blanchett. And then someone was like, no, I got a better idea. Pauly Shore and the other Baldwin, the not Alec Baldwin. Let's make
Billy?
this
Is that
movie.
Billy?
Steven.
I think it was
Oh,
Steven.
maybe it's,
I think Adam's right. I think it was Steven.
I think it was
Baldwin.
Steven.
I know.
yeah.
I was literally just reading about Stephen Baldwin and how he has a Hannah Montana tattoo.
What the fuck?
Anyone
Like,
hear
what does
about
that
that?
mean? Like her face or
He-
like the logo?
No, he has her initial.
Logo.
Like, yes, she offered him. I don't know. Oh, the logo would be nice, but I guess she offered him I only saw the headline on Reddit, but it was like he was offered a cameo to be on the show, only if he got a tattoo of her initials on his arm, and then they like rescinded the invite, so now he's stuck with a Hannah Montana tattoo.
I'm looking at
Or
these
just the
photos
initials.
of them. Yeah. Looking
know
at
what
these
else he
photos
has?
of them together.
He has a daughter who's married to Justin Bieber.
Wait,
true.
Justin Bieber's married? This is news
To Haley Baldwin. Who I
Haley
think is-
Baldwin.
Haley
Well,
Baldwin,
now
I
I'm
think
upset.
is his daughter.
Whoever she is,
You
I
imagine-
hate her.
Can you imagine that you're like you have a daughter and she's she's cool and she's like I got this new boyfriend I want you to meet, and they bring him home and it's like this weird version of Justin Bieber right now where he's like a knockoff James Franco from Pineapple Express, and you're like, what
Yeah.
the fuck did I do? Where did I go wrong with this kid? Like, I'd rather she be a stripper than married to this.
That's kind of how he was in Dave. Yeah. When Justin Bieber had his little cameo in Dave, it was very much like, this guy's on a different vibe right now. And I'm into it. I think he's
Yeah,
cooler
Fuck
now.
with it. The Biebs, man.
I think he's cooler
Bring the
now.
heat.
What
He's
was
on
Billy
chill
Baldwin
out
in?
level right now.
It was Stephen
Billy.
Baldwin in Biodome.
It was.
Did you know
Okay.
Kylie Minogue was in
Yeah,
Biodome?
she played one of the Biodome 5, Greg.
Dr. Petra von Camp.
Yeah.
Oh,
Billy
The
Baldwin
things you
was
learn
in,
in IMDb.
Backdraft.
that and Street Fighter, I guess. Huh.
Was she in Street Fighter? Oh, she played
Yeah,
Cammy.
she's Cammy, yeah.
Oh
Shut
my god, I
up.
forgot about that.
God, this is
That's blowing your mind, Andy.
what is Kylie Minogue?
Adam, of
What-
course, the idea here on a kind of Funhouse week in this episode of the kind of Funhouse podcast is that we're cycling you Funhouse folks in every often. You know what I mean? Every
Oh,
so often here.
Of course.
And
Yeah,
so I got to ask an important question and at least give you something real before you go. You live in LA. Have you seen Pauly Shore? Like, is he out and about at like a Penske Tires or an AutoZone or anywhere not
No.
car related?
Penske tires.
Get in the zone.
there,
Pauly
there-
Shore.
there are you do run into those random celebrities like you'll run into Kid but not Play. There-
Or player,
uh,
not kid.
I'm blanking on his name right now. The jazzercise guy, Afro.
Richard Simmons.
Richard Simmons ran
He
into
died,
him.
right?
He's what?
He died, right?
I don't-
Or he's missing?
I don't
Is he
think
still
he-
missing?
You got to stop
Oh.
saying that.
Oh,
He's
he
always
was- he did go
on
missing.
KFAF. Every
Little
celebrity
Richie
is brought
died.
up.
Little Richie
Yeah.
died. My bad.
We had a great debate on KFAF last week where we were like, "Is Reginald Vell Johnson dead?" And Andy thought he was dead for the
I
longest
thought he
time.
was dead. Yeah, yeah.
Turns out,
Is he not?
He's still awake.
No,
He's alive. We were
Uncle
thinking
Phil.
Uncle
Uncle
Phil.
Phil's dead.
Wink.
He's still awake.
I had the same thought about Sean Connery. Is he dead? We don't know.
He just retired, right?
Like 20 years ago, yes.
Yeah. I
Like,
feel like
that's-
maybe
That's good enough. One rock, and then he left.
Done.
Or no, I'm sorry, he did
22.
LXG. Yeah.
he did The Rock, and then he did the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, and he was like,
Yes.
"I'm done. This movie
Man.
broke me."
He technically did one more animated thing after that, but I think because it was like Scottish animation, and he was like, "This one's for you, Scott." The same reason why he did Highlander, which is like he did it for Scottish Pride, which is
First
pretty
off,
amazing when you think
He
about it.
did Highlander for Scottish Pride, but then also because it's fucking Highlander, and it's the greatest movie ever made.
You
And
you wouldn't know that going into it. You'd be like, okay, we have this Norwegian guy playing the only Scottish or one of the no one in the movie who's actually Scottish is playing the Scottish people. Are you cool
playing
being
a
in the
Spaniard.
movie?
He's
an
like,
Egyptian Spaniard.
yeah, he's totally wrong.
It's all
we were-
confusing.
Real
And they're
quick,
like,
sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I thought we were.
I'll talk about. I'm just saying. Also, we don't know what we assume that the Immortals are called Highlanders. They're not, but that's fine. That's
We got to
another-
name him
another
something.
podcast.
You know what I mean? It's like how we
there's
call the
Immortals.
Predator, but that's not his name.
Aren't-
You know what I mean?
Aren't
It's
they
not-
aliens? I
Yeah,
forget.
Alfred.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real quick, just to bring it full circle here for Andy, he wasn't crazy about Richard Simmons. There was that thing. Simmons has not made any major public appearances since 2014 and stopped appearing in public at all in February of that year. In March 2016, speculation began that he was being held hostage by his housekeeper. In response, on March 14th, Simmons gave an audio interview on the Today Show denying the rumors. In November, his fitness gym closed without any announcement from Simmons. In 2017, the Missing Richard Simmons podcast launched, investigating why Simmons left public life so suddenly. In March 2017, LAPD detectives visited his home to conduct a welfare check, and they said he's perfectly fine. So, Andy's not crazy.
Something. No. But like when
So we need to move on to the next Funhouse member. Just
Oh yeah. I can get out of here. I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm taking up all your time.
Can't
we
Adam
love
just
you
say, I
so
like
much.
Adam.
Well, no, we're going to talk about Baldwins and Highlander all day. That's gonna be- I'm sorry. I got to go
I
catch
love you.
Biodome. It's coming out. I love you too, guys.
Bye, Adam.
Let me know
Love
if
you.
you see any Richard Simmons at a Penske tire.
I'm going to go see it. I want you to go check out him. I'm his housekeeper. Bye.
Here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to put this out on the table for the next person. We have to just pick up the conversation right where we left off with Highlander, the Penske tires, and where to find Pauly Shore in LA until we find someone who knows Pauly Shore and get him on this podcast.
I love it.
Reginald
I love it.
Bell Johnson.
So going forward, at the 15-minute mark, we cut off.
So,
We
I
understand
got
that?
it. Yeah,
Cool.
you're in charge of counting from where the 15 minutes start and stop, though. Okay,
It's at the 30 mark. It's at 2:30.
20 minutes from now. No, 10 minutes from now.
11 minutes from now, yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. Everyone's scheduled out at 15 or 30. So they know
Okay.
when to come in. Yeah.
What,
So this
what
next
would you
person's
Google
The
five
next
minutes
person
late.
is getting screwed out of 5 minutes.
Yes.
And it has to be
Hey,
Richard.
everybody!
James
The
James
next
himself.
person is here.
Bad news. We've already burned 5 of your minutes talking about if Reginald Bell Johnson is dead and or
He's
if
not.
you can see Richard Simmons at a Penske tire. All right. We've
What was
covered
this?
that.
What was the second one? What
Well,
was the
it was
second?
if Adam had ever seen Pauly Shore at a Penske tire, which then got us into what's going on with Richard Simmons. So let me
Okay.
tell you, the bar for this podcast is high, and your segment needs to deliver. James, the ball's in your court.
Okay, let me tell you how to make the perfect grilled cheese sandwich.
Okay,
You guys
let's
know
go.
how to do
I'm
it?
down with
Grilled
it.
cheese.
Well, so Andy's not a sandwich guy, so this isn't for him. But if he wants to get into the world of sandwiches, I'm going to tell you exactly how to make the perfect grilled cheese sandwich.
I'll be listening.
So you're going to need some good bread. I mean, I think pretty standard white bread is going to work for this. You're going to
Okay.
want something that
Works
can
wonders.
soak. We get something that's soaked. Now here's the trick, and I just found this. I'm a noob, as you guys would say, you gamers would say.
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
a noob when it comes to this, but it works every time that I've tried it since. You take egg, you scramble 2 eggs,
2 eggs.
and then
Scramble
2 eggs, scramble 2 eggs.
eggs.
If you can take some green onions, chop up some green onions or something like that,
I'm scared of where this is going.
scallions
it.
maybe. Throw
like
it in there
scallions.
with some salt and pepper, right? Scramble it up like you're gonna make scrambled eggs.
Salt,
Throw
pepper.
it in a hot pan like you're making an omelet. Let it spread out. Then take your bread, put both slices in there to soak up some of that egg.
Mhm.
Flip it over, get it on the other side, and then let it rest. Now you let everything start to cook around there, like you're making that omelet again. Make sure you
Sure.
move the sides in, get it so it doesn't stick.
Did we grease the
that-
pan?
Yeah, oh yeah, you got to grease the pan. Like it's just imagine you're making
make
an
an
omelet.
egg, just
Whatever
make an
you
omelet,
do,
yeah.
whatever you do for that. But
Grease
then you get
pan.
your bread in there and you go. Now the bread becomes part of the egg.
Sure.
Okay, it starts to go into it. Then you're gonna here's the most important part. You flip it. You
Mhm.
flip the whole thing over. So now you're getting that other eggy side getting cooked on the bottom, and then you have all this egg on top. Put your ingredients. You can do whatever you want to. If you just want to
Cinnamon.
lay in the cheese, you want some salmon. I have
Hot
like
sauce in there.
deli turkey or anything you want to. But if it's just cheese, you can do just cheese. It's okay. But you lay it in there, then you let it set for a little bit. Now you start scooping in the sides because you're going to have these floppy egg bits. Scoop in the sides.
Is your mouth watering right now?
Yeah.
Your mouth
I
watering?
went for lunch and I'm hungry again.
Yeah.
Did you take photos? Can I see photos of this somewhere?
Yeah. I want me to. Where do you have? I have photos. I
You
can
can put in the
Tweet them out.
Discord.
Just put up the tweet,
Yeah,
youtube.com/kindafunny, and then just the photo of these sandwiches, no context.
We like doing that a lot.
People love
Andy,
it.
does it make your
Easter
mouth
egg.
water? Not a sandwich guy?
Honestly, it has been, but I think it's the delivery of this recipe.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The egg and
Oh, the
cheese.
intensity?
because here's the thing, I'm not again, I grew up allergic to eggs, so I've never been a fan of eggs, right? But all of this toasting and sizzling and like scallions, all this talk is
it combines,
gone.
and then basically you cover it. Now you've got this eggy sandwich with cheese and
God.
stuff inside of it. You flip it over one more time. It basically is French toast. It's a French toast sandwich, but you don't need all that sugar. It's
sounds
delicious.
Dude, this
I
picture
put a
looks.
picture. I put a picture in there.
oh,
Oh
hold
my
on.
So the
God.
egg is on the outside.
That's egg. That's
egg's
an egg
everywhere.
crust. That's an egg crust that's baked
Wow.
into
Is it
the top
crunchy?
of-
Is there a crunch to it? Is it a little bit
not
crispy?
really.
Oh, I
No,
love
because
a
you
good
don't
crisp,
even need to toast the bread. You want it to soak up the egg juice.
though. Mm.
You want it to soak up the egg, and then it becomes a hybrid, if you will.
I've never thought about grilled cheese and egg, but like that does sound like a good time.
I know not everyone always wants like a breakfast sandwich. I get that. You don't necessarily want a breakfast sandwich, but what the egg does to the bread enhances the cheese.
Now, I do
That's what I
have
brought.
questions that I'm
Yeah.
sure are pretty common knowledge to
Mhm.
a lot of the Funhouse audience, but to the kind of funny audience, is that a pillow of Elyse to make it look like Elyse is always on that couch?
Oh.
Is
With
that
the-
a pillow of Elyse?
With the perfect drop shadow. Like,
So it's actually her twin sister Elyse,
oh,
who
damn it.
we've never shown on camera before
Wow.
until just now.
Wait,
and
hold on.
Yeah.
World premiere.
I just opened it full screen.
Mhm.
I legit thought, so that's really Elyse there.
Well, it's Elyse.
You thought it was a print.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a print on the pillow.
It kind of looks like it, yeah.
Tim, are we sure the LASIK took? We might want to go back and do it.
It looks that dude. That's brilliant. I'm gonna do that shit. I want to fucking print myself on a pillow and always lay it there.
I mean, I'll tell you this though. That's a great
Tim,
idea
if you
because
put yourself on a
lets-
pillow, I will gladly put you behind me for the rest of quarantine right there.
Oh, I love
You
it.
can
I
sit
love
there
it.
right there.
You should do that. I mean, it'd be a good cope. People talk about socialization and how you should video chat and stuff during these like distancing times. But I
Mhm.
think having a body pillow of someone you care about and someone you miss would probably be better.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
If
how
you
about
guys-
much-
How
Go ahead.
often do you eat these sandwiches?
Again,
You made it for
this
the first
is
time.
new. This is new. This is the second one of this caliber that I've made. I've tested it. I've
Okay.
tested it with other
Tried and true.
things and stuff, but this is the second one of this caliber I made. I made another one that was just cheese, and then I made another one that had like Italian meats, like salami and stuff
Ooh.
inside, which is real good too, but it gets greasy because
Yeah.
once
Yeah.
you heat up those meats, it starts to sweat.
See, this is why,
Um,
as much as I like the Italian cured meats and whatever, whenever I'm at a sub shop and it's like, do you want the Italian sandwich? I'm always like,
Mhm.
no, because the
Yeah.
oil and stuff they put on there makes the bread so soggy and it gets all over the paper.
Oh,
and
soggy bread's a worst, dude.
Yeah, no,
Mhm.
thank you.
Worst.
No, thank you.
I
Yeah.
need some crisp on my stuff. You know
Dude.
that, Greg.
Greg,
Yeah,
so
I
you
do know
let-
that about you.
actually let them put the oil on the sandwich. See, I'm against this. I don't like.
Well,
the oil.
I don't order that sandwich, so
Oil.
I mean that's how I get out of it.
Nah.
Yeah.
See, if you're gonna get a good Italian sandwich, you go in just dry. Like you get just the meat and the cheese and a good bread. You start there. There's your base. If you want to add some moisture to it, you can add maybe like a mayo or a mustard or tomato to get in there. But like realistically, when you want to go old school, you take a good Italian bread and some really good like freshly shaved salami and just put that thing in there. It's barely a sandwich. But the only thing that makes it a sandwich is that you folded it over to deliver it into your mouth faster.
Mhm.
That's
You
the
just
Italian.
have such a way with words, Nick.
As an Italian, like, does it offend you, Nick, when you see you go to Subway and you see they're making the Italian sub and it is just doused in oil and disgusting?
No, it would, but that's my favorite sub at Subway. So
Oh.
no, that's a style. Like when you do the grind, when you think of a grinder, right?
Mhm.
Have you ever had like a traditional grinder that's like an East Coast sandwich where it's like lettuce and oil and vinegar. Like they'll put like a red vinegar on it too, and you either eat it then or by the time you get it home, it is a soup. It has
Yeah.
just become a soup of,
Yeah.
of like stuff. That There was a place growing up in Riverside. I think it was called Delia's Grinders. I don't know if it's still there or not. It used to be by UC Riverside. But man, we'd get those, and I'd be like, we got it, Mom. There's no stopping. Whatever stops we do, we're doing it before we get them. Because the second we get those things, we got to get them fucking home. Because by the time you get to the end of like the second half of the sandwich, it's just soggy mush. Greg Miller from Kind of Funny.
When you were ordering your mother to drive you home faster with the sandwich, how old were you?
Oh, it's maybe
28,
10, maybe 9. Yeah.
I was gonna say, okay, you're either little Italian meatball, Nick Scarpino, all around. Worried about
I imagined him as like an 8-year-old, but still with a beard. Like, you know, like somehow.
Just in shorts. That's the difference.
Shorts.
No, but dude, we used to order like 5 or 6 different subs, and I'll never forget. This was like one of the happy times. You know, when like you'd have those moments where someone would say like Grinders, and you're like, oh yes, we're ordering out. We're all gonna go. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be a hot
Real
summer
quick,
night.
Tim, do you remember those moments where someone would say Grinders? And you're like,
I
don't.
But we used to go. My dad would always get a meatball grinder, like a big one that was like an extra large, and we'd just partition it out so we each could have a different part of someone else's sandwich. It was so freaking good, man. So good.
They
have an app now that if you want those sandwiches, you can get them on. It's the Grinder app.
Oh,
you just go in.
Oh, interesting.
Well, search the word meaty. Search the word meaty, and you'll get some results. Yeah, just put your hard drive.
Who wants to deliver the grinder?
Yeah.
Can we get a 12-inch grinder?
Yeah, probably. You put it the keywords.
Okay, cool.
Sweet keywords.
Cool. Look at Andy. It's moments like this where Andy goes, I could have done anything.
Well, because as soon as James brings up Grinder, my mind goes to, oh, please, Nick, don't go too far.
I'm proud of you, Nick.
I'm proud of you, Nick. We're proud of you.
So this is why I like working with James, because James knows that it has to go as far as it has to go.
Exactly.
Unlike you guys who are pulling it back, James is like, I'll go all day. I'll go all the way down the slippery slope.
I have nothing left. I'm like Gattaca. All right, I'm just swimming, and I don't care. I didn't save anything for the swim back.
That's a great reference.
Thank you for being here, James. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. This is a blast.
See Pauly Shore at a Penske Auto. Say hi for us.
I will do that. Is he working there?
We don't know. We're not 100% sure why he's there. But that's where he might be.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
No
Thanks
problem.
for the tip.
Hi, James.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember this, of course, is the Kind of Funny podcast. Of course, this is Kind of Funhouse week, and we are doing Kind of Funhouse roulette, seeing who comes through each and every 15 minutes. Sometimes we screw them out of 5 minutes, and nobody complains because they're nice people, and that's just how it goes. So now this goes to 45 after then, right?
Hey,
it's
my time. It's my time.
Man, look at that.
Now,
you
Elyse,
guys are in
I
the
want
same
you to
house.
know
Your
that
shot
Tim-
looks so much better than James. You
Tim
know?
legitimately asked your husband if he had a print of a pillow with you on it. With you, the print of the pillow was you on it. That's because his eyes don't work anymore.
Because I was like this behind him.
Did you see the picture that he took of the sandwich?
No. Do I look like the sandwich?
You look like you're on the couch behind you right now, but it looks like you were on the pillow, like printed on the pillow. And it's like, I thought it was brilliant. And then I just realized it was you. And it's just like, huh, okay.
I get that a lot.
Impressed once he figured out you were a human being and not a pillow, he was like, oh, that's kind of lame.
He's like, peace, I'm out.
No, thanks.
Elyse, you join us now from Funhouse. Thank you so much for coming by. Kind of Funhouse roulette.
Thanks for having us. For having myself, not us.
Sure, yeah.
Not him.
Well, all of us, really. But how are you guys all doing?
Doing good.
It's a long day.
We're doing good.
It's a good day. Long day. Good
It's
day,
a long day, says Andy. How you go? We're like, oh, we're good. Andy's like, it's a long day.
Look at that dope-ass shirt Elyse is wearing right now. Where can they get that? Tim?
Oh, shit. You can go to kindoffunny.com/store to get it right now, or roosterteeth.com/ and a lot lot of other slashes.
I was going to say, I think it's roosterteeth.com/store. Last I checked, it wasn't on our store. I think it's just on the Rooster Teeth store.
Gotcha. Okay. Then you know what? I take that back. Roosterteeth.
But you can go to kindoffunny.com/store and get a whole bunch of cool shit. And then,
it's store.roosterteeth.com.
Fucking A.
Google Rooster Teeth merch, red bubble, and get it there.
We're supposed to send you guys these. So if you don't get them, let me know.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, Greg, does that red bubble site also have the Nitro rifle shirt on it? Can I get that there too?
The one you and I put up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on, guys.
Hey, man, you snooze, you lose. You didn't copyright it. It's on us. Elyse, what do you want to do with your time? What do you want to talk about?
There was a topic I wanted to discuss, but I wasn't sure if this was a safe space for it. So I will forgo that topic.
What was the topic?
I felt like maybe I'd be a bit of a, puppet for other people's opinions.
I see where you're going. With
Their
this
criticisms if I discuss a certain
topic that maybe like someone's controlling you, right? Elyse, in some sort of way. Greg, why do you hate Muppets?
It's funny because when Elyse popped up, I wasn't sure, we don't know what anybody wants to talk about, what they're going to do. And I almost started with, why do you like the stupid Muppets? You know what I mean? And instead I was like, I don't want to be that aggressive. Tim will yell at me off air like he always does. But here we are. Elyse, why do you like these stupid fucking Muppets?
Because
you're a grown woman.
That's not what we're talking about.
Fine, fair enough. I'm glad you admit that only Muppet babies are good.
No, wait, no. I'm gonna push back on this one, at least, sorry, if I may, because he says, "Why do you like these stupid, childish Muppets? You're a grown human being, knowing fully well that there's a 100% possibility."
Those two sentences just happened 30 seconds ago, and you misquoted both of them.
I don't need to quote you because we all know you spent the better part of every one of your days searching around the internet to try to find the original Ghostbusters toys that you played with when you were a kid. So don't sit on your freaking pulpit. There it is. Look at these things. Don't sit on your high little throne over there. Look at this stuff. What do you got?
But I think that's wonderful.
She thinks it's wonderful, Greg.
Yeah. Well, Elyse is a very nice person. There's not an ounce of hate inside of her. I've never seen her say anything negative. She's always smiling. She's always happy.
That's very untrue. There are lots of things I hate. And people. no one here. But I will say, I do think the Muppets are beautiful. I was going to talk to you guys about Super Mario Sunshine.
Hell yeah. I love it. Great topic. Let's go.
And I don't even know why. Like when you were like, oh, just bring whatever you want to talk about. And the thing is, like, I feel like I always talk with you guys about games when I've been on your shows, and I'm like, this is an opportunity to just talk about whatever. But my brain went like, no, let's talk about one of the greatest games ever made that rumors are we're getting a remake of on Switch, Super Mario Sunshine. Super Mario Sunshine.
So in your mind, Super Mario Sunshine is one of the greatest games of all time. Why?
Oh no, I'd probably not. It's a good game though. It's a great game.
I'm right there with you.
Immediately walks it back.
It's a good game. Yeah, there's a joy to it though. The soundtrack, the do.
Have any of you besides Nick not played it?
I haven't.
Because I know Nick hasn't played it.
Are you just assuming that I haven't played it because the entire time I've been Googling Super Mario Sunshine? Is that why we're doing this?
I never got into it. I bought my GameCube only for Smash. Like,
nice.
And for Dash, Double Dash, Smash and
Dash. That's what they called it.
That's the only thing I bought my GameCube for, because I was way like all that shit came out at a different time. So like Galaxy and all that stuff, I've seen a lot of Let's Plays. I've seen cousins play, but I never like had a full playthrough of it.
So you've never played Sunshine?
No.
You're going to get to play it eventually, hopefully. But Cool Greg was extremely excited about Mario Sunshine, being a huge Mario 64 fan, but then felt betrayed when he played it because he realized the entire game is essentially about you cleaning up graffiti.
Yeah, the game is basically like you performing community service.
That's pretty cool.
Because you get held accountable for a crime that you didn't commit. Maybe this is where Cool Greg identifies.
So he identified there, but he's like, but I still wouldn't fucking have to like clean this shit. It's like someone's painting the cities.
It's because Mario gets booked on tagging.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Like graffiti. And then Cool Greg probably saw that and he was like, no.
Yeah.
I don't play that.
Yeah, I don't play that.
We just saw Last of Us 2 in the state of play, and we're like, oh shit, this might be too realistic. To Cool Greg, he saw Super Mario Sunshine. He's like, this is too real. This is too real.
He plays games to escape from the reality where he can't tag, and if he gets caught, he has to, clean it up or go to jail.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, dude.
Scary
That's bullshit.
Do you believe we're getting the Sunshine remake?
I think we're gonna get it.
Okay.
I think we're gonna get it. I think there's a generation that really wasn't exposed to that game. It sold well, but it didn't sell that well.
It's interesting because I think it is one of the overlooked Marios. And I think that getting it out on Switch again, it'll be interesting to see people play it with a fresh set of eyes and different expectations. And then especially expectations based on not having heard about it that much. And, I should say that. Not having heard about it as not having it be as lauded as the other Marios have been right in that time period.
Now, here's the thing, not to get too into the nitty gritty of video game stuff here on the Kind of Funny podcast. But the big question I have is how are they going to deal with those analog triggers? Big thing about the GameCube, the trigger allowed you to like,
That's how
depress
you use
differently.
your-
And it allowed
Oh.
Mario to shoot water at different pressure levels. Key gameplay point. I don't think the
I mean, I
Switch.
guess would you be using these puppies? Maybe.
Well, you'd use them, but like,
Yeah, but there's no levels to it. There's like either on or off. It's binary there. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. Mario's just gonna be like blowing his load
Yeah,
like,
he's
quickly.
blasting people in the face. Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
what
Nick,
he's gonna
what do you
more
think,
than I
Nick?
do.
No, I think this all sounds great and or bad, depending on how you guys
Wherever
I'm
you
gonna pivot.
about it.
I'm gonna pivot because I want a topic that Nick can weigh in on too.
Okay.
Nick, why do you hate this?
Do I still have time?
Yeah.
You
as
got
much time as you
7
want.
minutes.
Greg hates the Muppets. Greg, if they did like a Batman versus Superman Muppet parody, would you be like, okay,
Greg.
I'm in on the Muppets?
Oh man, I'd watch it. Sure. Remember, the argument here isn't that the Muppets suck; is that they're overrated. You know what I mean? It's
they're
you know what I mean. Everybody's out here like, oh man, the Muppets.
Don't know
are
what you
greatest
mean.
thing."
No.
What have the
The
Muppets
Muppets-
done? What have the
they're
Muppets
perfectly
done?
rated.
All right. No, I'm green. Get the fuck out of
Have
here.
you
You
seen
know
the
what I mean?
Muppets, Greg?
He doesn't say that. Okay, well, I'm gonna pivot. New topic.
I'm
Tito,
green.
Tito, new topic.
Okay,
Do you wear your shoes in the house?
No.
absolutely not.
I do.
No.
Absolutely not.
You do, Andy?
I do, and everybody thinks I'm super weird. Yeah. It's just how I was brought up. I was never.
Do the other people in your house wear shoes? Because you
No.
have a bunch of roommates.
No, yeah, they hate me.
So now you're tracking. the
Seriously,
poop.
so Alyssa is Hawaiian, and half Hawaiian, half or Japanese, right? So she's like very, very much like, don't choose, no go here.
Mm.
But for me, it's like I just kind of forget, and I walk in, and I have my sticky shoes. You know what I mean? But that's the way I live, man. I like having my shoes
One
on in the
step at a
house
time.
sometimes because I don't love wearing socks because it gets too hot, and I don't love my bare feet on the floor because sometimes there's
Now-
just shit on the floor. You know?
Wait, time out.
Hold
Wait,
on,
time
yeah,
out.
we're all-
So the
oh.
socks make your feet too hot, but the shoes cool
socks
down your
and
feet
shoes.
with the socks.
Well,
That's
because
a cooling effect?
here's the thing. I've always said the reason why I wear shoes in the house. If somebody breaks into my house, how am I going to run away without shoes? You
But
know?
what happens when you're sleeping? Do you wear shoes to bed?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I would like to know.
Are you in shoes right now?
No, I'm barefoot right now because it's too hot.
Andy, can I introduce you to something that might be your future best friend?
Slippers,
It's called the house slipper.
Crocs.
dude. I hate my slippers. I need new slip. I need better slippers because mine, when I walk, I can't walk downstairs with my slippers. I don't know why. Like I can walk upstairs with the slippers. Downstairs is a different
but they
story.
come
Well, no, you're missing the point. You don't leave the house in the slippers. The slippers are you.
But
take,
if I need to
you-
go throw out the trash or something, which we often have to
Okay.
do,
you drop off your shoes at the front door. You slide into the slippers. The slippers are what gets you around the house. That way, if there's any cleaning products on the ground or whatever, it doesn't get into your foot and make your foot feel all like mealy and like dirty.
Stop
Yeah, the
you. I'll
slippers
stop
aren't
you
though.
right there. Based on the perception Andy's giving me at his house, not a lot of cleaning products on the floor.
That's fair. That's fair. Considering it's always sticky, like it's a frat party. It happens there every night.
yeah.
But what
I do,
happens is-
do also do a lot of
Roommate.
like workouts here. Like I'll do like my burpees or whatever. And if
So
you don't
you
have
have-
shoes, my feet are slipping all over
Also,
the
you're
But just have
tracking the
one pair of
shit.
shoes there.
You're tracking the shit particles and then you're stirring them up.
Yeah.
Like I would, yeah, like with all the VR workout stuff I've been doing here, right? I just have a pair of shoes, Converse, that are just like, hey, these are the ones that are for when I'm working out in the front room.
Look,
And
I'm
then I
not
have-
rich enough to have in the house shoes and out the house shoes. Okay, guys?
You definitely, we pay you enough to own 2 pieces of shoes. I'm sorry, how
Crazy.
many of the Bushido Blade figurines you got back there? How many of your fucking Funko Pop guys are there? You know what I mean?
Bushido blade.
How did your
You know what I'm talking
brain?
about those fucking
Your
toys he had
brain-
the other day that he showed.
Your brain has not thought of that word in 2 decades.
I legitimately have no idea what a Bushido Blade is.
No, nor did you know when you talk about Bakugans at one time. You, Andy, and your fucking Bakugans. You don't know
Battle
what you're
Brawler?
talking about.
I'm
Go
just
ahead,
saying, there's a
Liz.
lot of mint on card toys back there. Maybe you stop buying those for a second. You know what I mean?
It's
Maybe you
possible.
don't just buy the junk food at CVS all the time. You can afford a pair of shoes.
Maybe.
I'll buy
That's
you that.
cool slippers, Andy.
If someone's breaking in there, they're gonna get Barrett first.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah, Barrett
Barrett's
is
going down
he's an
immediately.
easier victim.
Oh, Barrett's gonna roll over like
Oh,
a.
those are
like
your
an old wiener
slippers.
dog. He's just gonna show that robber his belly and just let it go right in.
Is that a slipper that looks like a sneaker?
Yep.
Yeah,
It
Tim's
looks
so
like
obsessed with Jordans. He bought these.
You
Jordan
probably look
slippers.
look like a Kingdom Hearts character in those.
Yeah.
And Gia has matching ones.
Now, Tim, you're always so hot. How do you wear these things and not have sweat in your foot?
because it's cold down here in this room.
Okay. Okay.
My
So
little
those
finger-
are just the theater room slippers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's really
like that.
hot.
I can't believe that's a real room that you have.
It is. It is a real room. And if you scour the streets of San Francisco, you might be able to hear the laughter and fun coming out of it one of these days because it's like street level. And every once in a while, when I drop stuff off, I hear them having so much fun without me, and I just think it'd be cool if I could go in there. If I got the
Is that a
invite.
converted garage?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. How much time do I have left?
2
2
minutes.
minutes.
What makes you happy in life? Like immediate thought in your head. What makes you happy?
Coke
Jen-
Zero.
Wait, how many people said Genevieve?
Just me. The Canadian
That
one.
will
Did anyone say Bushido?
What makes,
I'm just
what makes
saying,
you
Andy.
happy?
The nature makes me happy.
Mm.
You
I wish
guys
you lived
don't
closer.
care.
No, we do. My wife and I went
Mm.
for a 5 or 6 mile walk the other day through Golden Gate Park. And it was so fun because, Golden Gate Park's not that wide, but if you can get in towards some of it, you are surrounded by nature. And it's actually pretty cool. I mean, you're not like, there's no deers and shit running at you. Maybe you catch
Bison.
it. There is bison.
Coyotes.
There's also coyotes. But yeah, I do. Every time I'm out in nature, I think to myself, I really should do this more often because I think human beings are supposed to be there and not in these concrete jungles that we've erected for ourselves.
But
Yeah,
it sounds
if you
so
can-
cool when you call them concrete jungles.
Yeah.
I know. I do it because
And when
maybe
you say erected.
If you can go to like a beautiful natural space, if you're feeling stressed, I think it can sometimes give you major perspective that you need to, which right now is really important.
At least I don't have a whole lot of that right now in my life, unfortunately. But I have been watching the extended edition of Lord of the Rings of Fellowship, and
You see that announcement? That
the
Sunday
environment.
announcement?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Jesus Christ, is there an even longer one? What is it?
No, it's Josh Gad is doing a podcast.
Reunion.
Yeah, Josh Gad is doing a reunion.
Oh.
He's bringing them all back together on a podcast.
All of them.
But I've just been looking at the nature in this DVD Blu-ray that's converted to 4K through my Xbox One X, and it just looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful.
Was Edward
Right.
James almost in Lord of the Rings?
He was not
Yep.
Greg.
He was.
Oh my
Check it, because I like him to be on that podcast. Like that'd be a cool drop in.
Yeah, they could talk to him about that and Battlestar Galactica. Those are
Yeah.
the 2 things they could talk to him about because he was in both. those.
Salinas.
Exactly. Anything for Salinas.
You see, that's coming to Blu-ray.
Really?
Yeah. yeah.
Ooh.
Oh wow.
You want
I'm
me to get you a
making
copy? I'll get
Looks
you
like
a
I'm
copy.
making a new purchase soon.
See again though, if you just set some of that aside, you could get the shoes.
Huh.
Elise, thanks for
that.
coming by.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Anytime.
Bye,
We'll see you
Elise.
soon on Lord of the Rings in review, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
Friday.
And buy the shirt.
Buy the shirt.
Store.com.
We'll
Or
see you
just,
on
you know,
Friday, at least.
Buy
See you
Andy
Friday.
shoes.
Excited.
And she's really working that shirt. Doing her best there to show it off. I just don't understand the method she's doing here.
Still going.
Different pinches and pulls. All right. I remember this, of course, kind of Funhouse Roulette. We're doing a week of content where we cross over with Funhouse. You can go to kindoffunny.com/funhouse, see the full schedule of events of what we have going on, catch up on what you missed right now to Funhouse Roulette. We're welcoming another person. Tim, who is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, good.
What are you singing? Andy?
on the spot theme song.
Theme song.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. I see. Okay.
Oh,
There she is. Lindsay.
Lindsey, everybody. Yay.
Yay! Hi, Lindsay. How you doing?
I would have.
I'm well. How are you guys?
Doing all right.
Fantastic.
We're
I would have
doing
loved it if you did the whole podcast just like my dad does FaceTime calls, where it's just on top of your head.
I can't see you. Just turn it down.
I love it. I love
So
it.
good.
What's up,
Lindsay,
guys?
Lindsay, how has this whole bullshit been treating you? Getting used to it.
Kind of Funhouse Week?
You mean working at Funhouse?
Joining this podcast right now?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know, it's been a little bit of like ups and downs for sure. It was like kind of like interesting in the beginning, being like, oh, we're trying something new. And then it was like, it only took a month for me to be like, I need to see somebody. I need to get out of here. I need to communicate with the outside world again. But, you know, holding in there and doing what's best for everybody is my priority. So,
Makes
yeah.
sense.
How are you guys doing?
We're doing it.
I thought we were doing really well, but then Andy today sounded like he was like overworked.
It's
It's the same
it's just been a day, you know. We can all have a day.
But we want to get you
Yeah.
through your day, Andy. What can we do for you?
Well,
Is
for
it the
sure,
shoe
talking
thing?
shit
Air
about
conditioning.
blade's not going to help.
You could buy
Andy,
me air
what can I
conditioning.
do for you? What can I do for you, Andy?
I mean, Lindsay, you've been great. You've been great. I love everything that you've added to Funhaus.
Oh, thanks.
I enjoyed the Family Feud we did the other day. I can't wait for that to go live.
Yes.
I can't wait for people to see whether we dominated or not.
You'll have to wait and find out.
You'll have to wait and find
Oh.
out. You'll have to wait and find out.
We'll have to wait and find out.
I wish I had air conditioning. I'll say that because right now
Andy,
it's very, very
which
warm
one
in
do you
San
want?
Francisco.
Look at that. Kevin's
Oh,
got
here
a
we
roll
go.
up there.
Ooh.
Kevin,
Can I wish for stuff too, and you guys will just bring it up?
You just
Well,
bring it
this
up on
is the-
Amazon.
This is the big question of Kevin's showing him the air conditioning units. Is Kevin ordering him one? I'm not sure. That's where we don't know what's about.
Well, Kevin, I would at least like the one that works, not like the one that we bought that one time at the studio. That
It
just
sucked. I hated that.
Yeah. it was so bad. It was so bad.
To be fair, I think that one would probably work for your room. It's just the studio. We generate so much heat with all the bodies that are in that place that I don't think any small prosumer level air conditioning unit can possibly keep up
I
with.
mean, I got tons of bodies in here, like everywhere. I got
Wow.
people out here everywhere. Yeah.
One of these days,
Sorry.
Andy, I want to look inside your room. I want to see it IRL.
Oh
'cause-
no, gosh.
no.
Oh
it's
no.
just it's just the worst, dude. I have so many boxes. Lindsay, do you have the issue where you just have Amazon boxes everywhere?
I do, but I always am trying to get him out of here because I hate like visual clutter. And as soon as I get something in here, I'm like, I need to get this out of here. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty diligent about. I just got like 3 new boxes today, and I'm like, okay, take this stuff out, throw these boxes away.
I
So-
get too lazy and I let the clutter start to sort of build up or whatever. And my dad has always sort of, my parents are such neat freaks, and they've always been the type to like go. They would always go into my bedroom and be like, "Look at this shit! Look at this fucking room! Like, there's mess everywhere."
You
And
live
my
in a
mom would-
pigsty.
My mom would always be like, "He doesn't do drugs. We have to pick our battles." Like, he's never been arrested. He's never like any of that shit or whatever. But and I feel like I kind of operate well with clutter. But then I get to a point when I am having a tough, frustrating day where I look at everything and I just want to like fucking do the whole I just want to wipe it all off the table, in one big fell swoop. But I can't do that because then it's just on the ground now. Where's that going to
Yeah.
go? Can't do anything with it.
It's
a mess.
a age-old problem. You know what I mean? That is the real problem, Andy. Of what are you gonna do with all your
Boxes.
clutter?
All
Now,
the clutter.
Quick question for all you guys, because I'm looking at a bedroom here, maybe a living room. What is this, like a closet
Yeah, Nick's
and a
that's
home and
definitely-
a home theater?
Mhm.
Is this where you've been the whole time, or have you changed like your work from home setup after some trial and error? Or you started it and you've been this way?
We've all
Well,
been.
Greg.
I mean, Nick's down there has like kind of evolved. It was just white walls in his little closet, but now
Mhm.
the walls are covered with
He
beautiful art.
printed some things.
Same
Medium-sized font.
vibe. We're similar vibes.
Yep. Yeah. I'm throwing artwork from the audience up on the walls there. I'm a couple weeks behind. Sorry, everyone, if your
Oh,
stuff
that's
didn't make it up there.
awesome.
At one point, Greg was facing the TV and was lit on the side, very noir lighting, but has decided since to face the giant, beautiful windows he has, and then thus
Good call.
allowing all the audio from the creepy kids below to seep in every once in a while.
Yeah, originally when we started this, not understanding how the pandemic would actually function, I was sitting on the floor on a pillow using the coffee table.
And the
I was
camera
"This
was
is
like
sustainable."
just looking up. The camera
This
was
is
like,
sustainable.
when you're like looking at porn and then like you accidentally open your camera and it's just
It was
like your
not
front
like
camera.
that.
You're
It was not like that. The shots
like
were
that,
always
Greg.
good. The shots were always
Yeah, right.
good.
Andy,
It was never.
accidentally.
You're talking
Yeah.
like it was down here. It was never down here. We were never shooting up like.
it was kind of like that. Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't like that at all. It was never.
I
like
have changed my setup 4 times. One was because I moved, so that one was like
Oh,
understandable,
God.
right?
But the-
I had
that.
to
You had
move,
in the
yeah.
pandemic.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I had been looking to move since I started, with Funhaus, and they're on the west side, and I live near downtown. So I had a real hell of a commute for like 4 months. It's like, I gotta move. And I literally put a deposit down and signed Elyse like 2 days before the work from home mandates came through. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna move. And I moved to be closer to work. And I didn't have to move at all because now I just work here.
Oh, damn.
But you know what? It's good because like once this is over, eventually, like I'm over here on the side of town. Once I'm allowed to see people again, even if we're not going into the office all the time, it'll be good because this, my life is closer to where the work will be. So,
and plus that headache's out of the way, because there's nothing worse than like knowing down the line a big life transition has happened. I hate having to do that, or knowing that I'm going to be moving soon. It's always like, I hope I could stay here forever, and I know I won't, but God, I just don't even want to. I'm stressing about it right now. And I don't know. I don't have to move for another like 5 years or something like that, probably.
Yeah. But once I got here, I did change it a couple times. But now I feel like I've got a good, cozy little work from home spot, setting up some lights and
I like
making
your
it work.
Big board. What do you got on that?
Oh, it's just right now. There's just some photo strips, and I got one of these things for when I'm really stressed.
Oh, the head
out,
scratcher deal.
Oh, did not.
I need one.
What else? Oh, I got a friend's Lego set over here.
Hey, we have that too.
Is that the Friends?
Built it yet.
That's the Friends one. I built this last Friday on one of our streams.
Oh, that's fun. Well, ours is at the office still, I think. If you guys want that, I can drop it by. But I want to build it first. Then I have to unbuild it and give
It was so fun.
Put everything back in the packets.
I was like, what if is it a crazy person move to unbuild this and build it again?
No,
how many views?
Is that a crazy person thing?
No, it's like reading a book again. I don't here's the thing. Book readers are gonna come attack me, most likely, right? But like, why would you want to
kind of the worst?
Why would you want to reread a book? I don't didn't you get it like the first time?
Why would you rewatch a movie?
Didn't you get it, stupid? You gotta read it again.
Yeah, but in books, like, you're seeing everything there is there, right? You read the book, it's like that. You read all the words there, you know what I mean? But in a movie, there's stuff you might have missed,
Do you think there's context in a book though? Like references you wouldn't have got? Like you didn't know the killer was the killer in the beginning, so you didn't read it with that lens. Now you go back and reread it.
I mean, no spoilers, so what's the point? You know what I mean?
So you've never reread the Bible?
You know how it ends, Greg. He dies, comes back.
Yeah, I had it spoiled for me, dude. Fucking Neo Gaff ruined it for me, dude.
Talk about the Book of Revelation.
I've never actually read the Bible. Real long though, right?
Yeah, real long.
I would say
I don't know. I failed religion when I was 12, so.
Yeah, I wasn't very, very good at it.
Lindsay,
Haha, hibiscus.
oh man, you're lucking out.
Hibiscus. What the? Wait, what is hibiscus? The flower?
It's new. Yeah, it tastes like tea.
Oh.
Is it new though? It's been a while now, has it?
It's really, I like it a lot.
months.
It's just a nice light touch of sweetness.
You know what my favorite flavor was, and then was kind of ruined for me once Tim mentioned what he thought it tasted like? I loved passion fruit. Passion fruit was my favorite. And then at one point, Tim was like, it kind of tastes like air freshener. Or he said something along those lines, and then it just ruined it for me. And now all I taste is a fucking air wick or whatever. A
Glade plugin.
Glades. Yeah, Glade. There you go.
Plugin.
Yeah, it ruined it for me. Can't do it anymore.
I love passion fruit. It shouldn't have ruined it. It should have enhanced the experience.
It doesn't. No.
Who wants to think about drinking air freshener?
Yeah.
Sorry, was this a picture of James's sandwich? I heard about this elusive sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
And behind
my
it is not a
God.
body pillow of Elyse. That is actually Elyse.
I just saw her.
We're going to
really-
put this as the thumbnail so people can understand it. Right?
It really does look like she was
only Kevin
printed
showed
on
it.
the pillow. Yeah.
Yeah, this can't be really released to the public because they'll lose their minds. A sandwich and Elyse in the background.
Yeah.
2 snacks in one photo.
Jesus.
Oh my
Not
goodness.
offensive. I don't know. I hear people say it, but I don't know what it means.
It's not offensive at all, I don't think, to me.
Well, then why'd you say Jesus? If Nick says Jesus, that means I fucking said a
Sometimes I just
slur.
want someone else to feel it for once. I just want someone else to feel the fear and the
pressure.
excitement of, is today the day I get canceled? Is that the day?
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you on that one.
Sandwich.
Oh my God. Do you guys all said shit with Jimmy Fallon lately?
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
The Chris Rock impression from 2000 or whatever on SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a ridiculous time we live in.
Why did that get dug up out of the blue though on like this week?
I haven't the
This of
slightest
all
clue.
weeks.
I haven't the slightest clue. I just feel like, I don't know, people are coming out and trying to cancel old Jimmy Fallon. And I'm like, wow, he seems like the last person on the planet that would ever incur that wrath.
Yeah.
Given how
He's just so generic.
he's so generic. Like I think the man has made a career out of being not offensive to
Sure.
people. And to be fair, he's very good at it. But that skit was completely ridiculous. Have you guys watched it at all?
No, I've seen him do Chris Rock impressions.
It's fucking
before.
on.
But then,
It's
but then like the fact that it was
spot on.
the fact that it was in blackface, I just don't remember that ever happening because I think it was, I don't know, it's just probably one of those SNL episodes that was so forgettable that you just
I don't know if this ever aired. I think that might have been the issue.
Someone saw it and was like, no.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know if it was that or if it was
No.
just because a lot of the stuff they shoot. Sometimes they'll shoot the skit for the show beforehand, and then when they go live, they'll use that stuff to either re-edit in for the live show or they cut some stuff out. So they use it. They always do a show before the show, and they do it as like a run. So I don't know if this actually ever made it to air or not. But I will say this: aside from the poor choice of costumes, his Chris Rock is fucking spot on. It is. If you close your eyes, you're like, wow, that actually sounds a lot like Chris Rock. So at least kudos to him for that.
It did air in 2000. It's just not available anywhere right now in terms of any of the SNL on
The
demand
fine
or
people
web
over at
version.
NBC were probably like, maybe we should take out all the skits that have to do with blackface.
He
that
did
we
a
could-
lot of impressions. He was sort of an impressionist. I had his album, The Bathroom Wall. When
So did
remember
I,
listening.
dude.
Yeah.
Idiot Boyfriend. What a
Yeah.
moment.
Has Chris
Yeah.
Rock said anything?
No, but Jamie Foxx chimed in and was like, dude, you guys have to
Yeah,
give him
here
a
it is.
break on this one. Like, he
Entertainment
was,
Tonight. Yeah, Jamie Foxx defended
Yeah.
Fallon in the Instagram thing. He was doing an impression of Chris Rock. Fox wrote, "It wasn't blackface. We comedians. I know it's a tough time right now, but this is one sketch. This one is a stretch. I'm sorry, but this one is a stretch."
yeah. And that was his perspective. Obviously, you're allowed to have your own perspective, but I'm more inclined to kind of side with Fox on this one. Like, it was a sketch. It wasn't done with malice. It wasn't like he was, a guy growing up in the South going to a frat party and they were all dressed in blackface and now they're, I don't know, a senator.
Let
Or
me
a
read
Right.
Let me read the full post from Jamie Foxx on E! News. He was doing an impression of Chris Rock. It wasn't blackface. We comedians, I know it's a tough time right now, but this one is a stretch. On a show called In Living Color, we played every race. Let this one go. We got bigger fish to fry. Hashtag change course. And then Jimmy Fallon issued a apology yesterday afternoon as well.
Can you,
Greg,
can you tweet out your thoughts with the hashtag change course?
I don't know what that hashtag is, so I don't feel comfortable. Getting it.
That's a good strong call there.
I want to definitely know what the fuck I'm talking about before I put it.
I would like for us to tweet about how we're not happy about the current situation of if we're all doing a let's play of Mario Kart and we said hashtag change course. I think that's the best use that we can
See,
use.
I feel like this is similar to when we use the hashtag smash the dunst, not understanding that smash meant fuck. Or at least I
understood it. I thought that's what we were talking about.
Well, nobody stopped me if you did not understand it. Nick.
No, fuck no. I don't understand anything.
That was when Tim was young and understood things that the kids were doing. He was the only one.
Elyse brought up fucking Super Mario Sunshine. I got scared. I was like, I don't have a reference point for this. I know Greg's gonna fuck with me. I don't understand it.
No, I always like Jimmy Fallon's troll doll jingles. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming, Lindsey. It's always a pleasure.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is kind of Funhaus roulette. We'll see who joins the show.
Wow, it's so empty up there on top of the wall.
I know, right? Didn't expect that to be a shot. Never look at the
I love it.
Man, look at Nick just throwing out how do we feel about blackface in the middle of the show?
I didn't say how do we feel about that. I just wanted to see if any of you guys saw that news because I thought it was interesting this week.
No, it's
that
super
and it's weird that we live in a time where any story that's not COVID I'm fascinated by it. The launch today, I was like, when's it happening? Let me know. Come get me. Just because I need something positive. And then, of course, Jimmy Fallon kind of getting burned alive. I was like, this is great.
Oh my God, it's a ghost.
No. Speaking
John
of
Smith. Ladies
John Smith. God damn it.
Hi, guys. Sorry, I just recently passed away.
Oh my God, what did you die of, John Smith?
I was on my way to buy one of those face masks everybody's talking about. Got hit by a car.
What a weird stand-up special this has become.
I don't know. I don't know if those face masks are as safe as everyone says they are. Because it killed me.
Well, I appreciate you out here spreading the good word. You know what I mean? Keep other people from dying of face masks.
Hale, don't smile. Please don't smile.
It's so creepy.
What is Irving? Yeah, it doesn't really look great. I really, really enjoy it. Is this one of these Snapchat filters?
What? I don't know what's Snapchat.
I died.
When did you die?
I was about to say
recently.
that. I died in 1850. John,
how y'all doing?
John, you did a phenomenal job on the edit, the Counter-Strike edit.
Oh, thank you.
It is so goddamn good. And
was really fun.
I want to apologize for my audio. I knew it was fucked the second that I exported it out, guys. I made this huge mistake, guys. I was trying to get James in the Discord and we couldn't hear each other, so I went into all these settings and I was trying to fuck with all these settings, and I ended up resetting my mic gain from like 45, the usual, back to 100 somehow. Didn't realize I did it. And then we recorded the whole thing and I exported it out and I see my waveforms are just maxed out. Like, oh my God, dude. So yeah, it was pretty unsalvageable, but John Smith works miracles.
It actually fit with, because most people you play CSGO with have terrible mics. So
yeah,
it actually fit the aesthetic.
Fit the vibe.
We'd like to bring our garbage
I
truck.
want to give you a shout out for The Last Laugh, the show over on roosterteeth.com right now, where it's a whole bunch of people in a room and whoever is the last person in the room to laugh wins. And you're the MVP. Like, you're fucking making people laugh left and right, dude. I don't want to spoil your bits. They're hilarious. Go watch it.
They're just vibing.
Are you knocking out a lot of people? You get a lot of KOs? I haven't watched it.
I didn't think that I had, but someone uploaded they tallied it, and I guess I got the most laughs.
Oh shit.
Well deserved. Yeah. You are a funny motherfucker. Yeah.
Most KOs.
Well, too bad I'm dead now, so
Can't do that. He's a ghost. He looks like a ghost.
Oh yeah. That'd be weird.
A lot of MP3 listeners are like, what is going on? Why is he dead? What is happening?
John, do you have a topic for us to discuss?
I do. I was going to do something completely different, but now given my current form,
status,
I was going to say, have y'all ever had any paranormal experiences or, just kind of unexplained, mysterious?
I don't want you opening your eyes as much as you are. I feel like maybe I had back in the day when I would go sleep over at cousins' houses or whatever, and you swear that you saw a shadow walk by a doorway. Or this weird thing that would always happen to me was when I had this long hallway in the first house that I ever lived in. And I've told this story once, like on an old podcast that we were on. And I had this long ass hallway, and we had like this vampire Muppet. It almost looked like the Count from Sesame Street. And my brother,
terrifying already, right, John?
Of all the puppets you could have,
my brother would always control it or whatever. And I would walk down this long hallway, and until the day I moved out, I would never stop seeing the puppet, like looking out the side of the hallway, like staring at me from the view. Scary. And so every time I would walk down that hallway, I would always see it there looking at me. And like up until I would walk by it. And this happened until the day I moved out. And like, obviously, like my brain is probably just fucking with me. Maybe I'm insane. I don't know, John. But like I would always see this little fucking puppet, and I would like walk by it and it would look at me, and like there's nothing there, obviously, but I saw it every time and it scared the shit out of me. And I wonder, like, does my brother remember this? Did I make all this up? Did I fabricate it all? I have no idea.
Were you reading Goosebumps at the time?
He's working. My brother's working. No, definitely. Oh, there was a lot of Goosebumps in my household. Absolutely. I was a star reader, John.
You never read a book twice, though.
Never read a book twice. Actually, back in the day, I probably did, because I really, really enjoyed the Goosebumps books. There was a lot of context to like gather when you read it upon the second time. Huh?
What does your brother do?
My brother's an educator. He's like a coach and stuff, like after school shit.
So like, he's got kids running laps right now. He can answer the phone.
Why are you trying to get his? Well, first off, he isn't anyone running laps. Kids aren't allowed to go to school. And second off,
great. Another point that he can answer the phone. You know
exactly, what I mean? Andy. Why are you trying to keep your brother?
Shut up. Do you have a brother or not?
Are you worried that Aaron's going to be better than you? Is that why? Does Aaron have more than one?
If he ever saw the Muppet Count come out and do stuff in the hallway.
I just feel like it would have to be a 20-minute explanation to even get to the point of where I start the story.
I feel like I know exactly what you're talking about. He's going to come in and know exactly what's going on.
He's going to have no idea. Has anybody else had freaky stories?
Ask him if he knows the Count Von Count puppet. Just ask him if he remembers that. Just text him.
Is that his name? Count Von Count?
I think so. I think that was the Muppet, right?
He's just the Count. Isn't he just the Count?
Just the Count.
I thought he was related to Count Chocula.
No,
that'd be too cool. That'd be too cool.
No, those are different brands mixing. That's like
Once Disney
Elyse
buys
back
everybody,
in
though,
Michigan.
maybe then we
Like
can get there.
Roger Rabbit had it that one time with Daffy and Donald, but since then, never been
I
seen.
bet they
that
hung
again.
out though.
I think they did.
Oh, they partied.
Well,
Yeah.
They were both fighting virgins at the same time all the time, passing them around parties. They
Oh
were
my
fucking-
god!
They're vampires. What do you want me to do?
Just so
because they got a funny name doesn't mean they have to suck virgin blood to stay alive.
just
all
the
right?
transferring of diseased blood from neck to neck.
I don't have to worry about it. You know?
There was no protection back in the day, John. Like it was a wild time. It was a wild.
Nick, Tim,
time.
have you had paranormal activity?
not that I.
Uh,
But
no.
Yeah, I always wanted it as a kid, obviously being a huge Ghostbuster fan. You know what I mean? Being a huge Ghostbuster fan and reading all the, Hans, whatever the hell his name was, the ghost story books you'd get, not, paranormal investigations and stuff. Never happened. The closest I ever got, and I've told this story as well too, is when I lost that Superman comic. Haunts me to this day. Remember this?
Mhm.
Remember this, Nick?
yeah, I remember the story actually.
Electric Superman fighting Metallo on the cover. I brought home my pull list that week, put it on the desk. 2 days later, read through my pull list, couldn't find that book. Searched around the entire house, couldn't find it. Where'd that book go? Nobody knows. We know we bought it. We know we came home with it. Just disappeared.
I've heard the word Metallo too many times from you, Greg Miller.
I mean, when we're talking about Superman's laundry list of amazing
only
rogues,
from you.
You know what I mean? Like Metallo's pretty high on the list. He'd be great for the movies. I don't know why they never did it. Because again, that's what they should have done in Superman Returns. Is of course you introduce James Marsden. He's married to Lois. They have a kid together, right? You're like, holy shit, this guy is awesome. When is it? When is the other shoe going to drop? When is he going to have an axe to grind? When is he going to turn out to be abusive or a horrible person, right? And you get to the end of the movie, no, he's just a good guy. So you look at down at, you think Superman Returns 2, what are they going to do? They have to have him turn, right? Because you don't cast someone with the acting chops of a non-sunglass James Marsden and not deliver on that thread.
I love
Not
looking
deliver
at
on
Ghost
that
John
narrative.
Smith going like,
Dude, that's my thing. I love the commitment bouncing around.
And so I thought he would have been a great Metallo. You bring that in, Superman Returns 2. He's got an axe to grind against Superman now. Of course, Superman turns out the father of this kid, and Superman and Lois had sex. We find that, you know what I mean? Like Lois clearly meant to be with him. You got to break them up somehow. You give him an axe to grind. Metallo, bam, done. That's a
Greg,
that's a movie.
I had a similar situation when I was little. A lot of my toys would disappear, and then I learned that my best friend was a klepto. So
Oh, wow.
mystery solved there.
Yeah, no hauntings there, unfortunately. Just a haunted
Sadly.
friendship.
Just as scary though.
Yeah.
Because
I
you think
did-
if
I
my
did
friends
have
stole my
one-
toys, what else they steal?
Yeah, one spooky experience I could tell you guys.
Let's hear
about if you want.
Let's hear it. Please, please, please.
So I used to do musical theater, and there was this one show I was in where this family was supposedly they were haunted or cursed or something, and they had all these stories. And one time we did a sleepover, like the night before the premiere. We all of us in the cast went and slept over at their house, and we were hanging out and everything. And then at one point, the mom sits us down and starts telling all of her stories. And like when it started, about half of us were down there listening. The other half was upstairs, still hanging out. And all her stories, everyone in the family had multiple encounters with this like furry creature that wore a little Peter Pan hat.
What the fuck?
And yeah, and then they also had multiple instances where they saw doppelgangers of each other like run by, and then the real one would come into the room and they'd all be like, what just happened? But
This isn't the kind of shit you need to hear at a sleepover.
I know, but the craziest thing was that like she was telling all these stories over the course of like 90 minutes, and slowly from upstairs, everyone kind of trickled down, getting invested in the storytelling. And then when she was all done with the story, she said something like, we don't really like telling all these stories because when we do, things start to happen again. And we're like, oh, that's crazy. And the whole time we'd been hearing people upstairs kind of bumping around. And I heard like a boom, boom, like right after she said that. And I was like, hey, is anyone still upstairs? And everyone looked around. And then these two people were like, wait, we were the last people up there and we just came down. And then right after they said that, we heard boom, boom. And everyone in the room, like 30 people, all started screaming their heads off.
Yeah.
And me being an adventurous type, I sprinted up the stairs, and I ran around and I ran to the bathroom. And I threw the door open, and in big red blood painted on the wall said, "I love my girls." And I fell back and I was like, "Oh!" And then it turned out they were remodeling the bathroom, and the mom had painted that on the wall in dark red paint. But those bumps, bumps in the night were very unexplained. There was nobody up there.
Wow.
So
it couldn't have said anything that like. I feel like I Love My Girls is a little too coincidental. Like,
yeah,
it could have said like use red paint here, or like there couldn't have been some instructions. I feel like that's a little too haunting of a saying. They need to plan that better, if knowing that their house may be haunted.
Well, the weirdest thing is that we always, we're always like, oh, haha, like we thought it was kind of a family prank where they were all kind of in on this inside joke, and then I learned a couple years ago that they actually now refuse to tell any of those stories because they actually think that they're cursed. So
who knows? Well, you just told it again, John.
I know, right? So right now they're at home. They're hearing boom, 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 boom. Like, every time somebody plays this podcast, like, what the fuck is going on? We said we wouldn't talk about this anymore.
Who's talking? Yeah, that's scary. I don't like that very much. I hate the idea of like we were the last ones up there. How is there still noise up there? No, thank you, Greg. That put a chill through my spine.
Andy, would you ever use a Ouija board?
Oh, maybe.
Oof. You want to hear that one? You want to hear that story?
I don't know. I'm very. I feel like I would, but I'd have to be around you guys or something like it to feel safer.
Sure.
I just wouldn't feel safe doing it. I feel like I'm being watched, Greg.
Miller, you say the word, I'll order a Ouija board right now.
I don't open the door
Andy,
to that.
in order to get
I don't
the air
want
conditioning unit, you have to also use the Ouija board.
Yeah.
To summon it.
See, real quick too, to double back something else you had said, Nick, is that you want to be in Andy's bedroom one day.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but I still want you and me to scare him while he's streaming one day.
Oh, that's easy.
You know what I mean?
He never leaves the room.
I know, that's the problem. He's in there like a tick.
Oh, we'd have to commit to it because we'd have to basically be underneath his bed for 3 to 4 days.
Can you imagine though how great that would be if he's sitting here right now streaming and he's like, oh, I'm clicking heads, no like Mike, toss me another do or whatever. And then in the back, you and me just sit up like the Undertaker in his bed.
Oh my God.
I would fucking wait. So is this the prank that you all have been planning?
No. The prank that we've been planning, one day Greg and I will remember to do it, and it's going to be great.
Well, now to our credit, the pandemic ruined the prank we've been planning now for 19 months.
Yeah, that would have been, by the way, to our credit, also the prank would have been, it takes 5 minutes to pull off, and you and I just keep forgetting to do it.
Well, no, I remember, but then if we reveal too much about the prank we have for Andy, like it's just not gonna. But it's gonna be great because John, we're gonna do this prank to him, right? And what's gonna happen is people are gonna come to him, and I can already see him going like. And then, 10 minutes later, and then 10 minutes later.
The idea, the word,
where is this going?
I'm not going to tell you the prank. I'm not going to tell you the prank. I'm just letting you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you can't possibly know, Andy.
And then eventually, this is what's going to happen. Eventually, this is going to happen. He's going to stand up, and he's going to turn, and he's going to go. And then he'll sit back down.
Okay.
Because he's a little.
Got him, dude.
Got me.
Intense.
We got him. So.
I mean, Andy, for all you know, there could be someone under your bed right now.
God, that'd be awesome.
It's
only one way to find out, Andy.
Wait, does this filter have one fake tooth, John?
No, that's my mustache. It blocks most of my teeth, so it looks like I am a like so many times in pictures, I'll be smiling, and it's like I look like I only have 2 front teeth.
John Smith, thank you for being here with us. We appreciate the hell out of you.
Oh, for sure. Thanks for having me.
You are easily the most talented person at Funhaus. Tell him I said that, okay?
Wow.
I disagree, but, it's your opinion, not mine. I'll take it.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you.
Bye, John.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
Right.
Kind of Funhaus roulette
Dude,
rolls on.
Funny as shit.
One more person, right?
Yes, one more.
Do you want the ad break here?
Sure.
Ad break. Here's a word from our sponsors. This episode of the Kind of Funny podcast is brought to you by our lovely Patreon producers, Mohammed, aka Momo, Al Tribesman, The Predator, and Blackjack. Of course, it's also brought to you by Purple Mattress. Technology has improved just about everything. Phones, cars, shopping, yet mattresses have more or less stayed the same since the invention of sleep. We deserve better. And finally, the mattress has evolved thanks to Purple. The secret to Purple is the Purple Grid. It's a patented comfort technology that instantly adapts to your body's natural shape and sleep style. Purple is for every body, no matter how you sleep. Purple is designed with over 2,800 open air channels and naturally temperature neutral gel, so you'll never sleep too hot or too cold. The Purple mattress is soft where you want it, firm where you need it, and comfortably cool all over. It's truly a mattress that does it all. You can count on resting easy night after night, year after year, because the ultra durable Purple grid won't sink or lose shape. Purple is so confident in what they do that every Purple mattress comes with free shipping and returns and a risk-free 100-night trial. Experience the next evolution of sleep. Go to purple.com/kindafunny and use the promo code kindafunny for a limited time. You'll get $150 off any Purple mattress order of $1,500 or more. That's purple.com/kindafunny. Promo code kindafunny, all one word, for $150 off any mattress order of $1,500 or more. Terms apply.
Alanah,
Hello,
Pearce.
Alanah
How are you
Pearce.
doing?
I'm all right. How y'all doing?
Good.
Hi, Alanah.
This is
We're
function.
closing out the show here.
Huh?
This is what?
It's functioned okay. You made it work. You
Yeah,
followed
oh, yeah.
everyone.
Kevin's the master of this stuff.
I think
You know,
Great.
he has to unfortunately like rearrange everything every once in a while, like he's doing right now. But yeah, it's been pretty
that, I see
seamless.
Yeah, he's
Alanah,
cool.
can you put your cool background behind you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can I?
Try.
Like,
This a
is
bit.
that does Discord have that functionality?
Oh, that's
How
a
did you
good
do
point.
it today on Games Daily?
Kevin did it.
Ah.
I don't know that I can.
I'll do it in a
that.
second.
I'll do
Now,
it in
while
a
he's
second.
doing that, Alanah, how in would you be for pulling a prank on Andy where one or all of us hide in his bedroom without him knowing and then scare the shit out of him the next time he goes to Twitch stream?
Yes, but I am confused by the logistics
Yeah, no, we are as
of
well.
this.
We'll figure that out later. Andy
but
never
I'm
leaves
down.
the room. Challenge number one is Andy hasn't left that room in 3 months. And we've
Okay,
only
sure.
been sheltering in place for 2 months. So you do the math on that.
Hmm.
The other
I
I
challenge
go to the bathroom sometimes.
I am locking my room like every time now. You guys aren't fucking this is a fortress. This is like good luck trying to seal the Declaration of Independence.
Okay,
Good
so
luck
we
trying to
start
get
a
into my room.
fire so that he tries to run out of the room,
Yep.
and then we get in and we put the fire out, and eventually he'll come back.
I love your
What if I okay, I'm gonna start gathering a bunch of bottles of water then. You're in my
What
room.
about, okay, well, I'll say this. What if we just called Barrett and told Barrett to tell Andy that his volcano curry was outside and the guy left it on the steps? And then here's what we do, all three of us. When Andy walks out onto his little patio to get the volcano curry, we drop down behind him real stealth like, head in. And I'm dressed as that black comforter back there, which I'm pretty sure Andy doesn't really recognize. I'm dressed as that. We all boom, we're in. We're there. Okay.
Wait, so
Really?
you're dressed as the black comforter,
Mhm.
and then we get underneath you as the black comforter. Why don't we all just get underneath the black comforter that's already on site? What if you
Because,
change
guys,
his comforter that day?
this is going to take too long. We need to be able to jump on the bed.
Yeah.
Boom, we're underneath. We're
That's
in
a good
stealth.
point. That's
Sure.
a great
Now,
point.
Alanah, you're
Also,
gonna
what if
dress
we
up
just
as
had,
a
I mean, when
Pokemon.
Barrett says, hey, there's volcano curry outside, why don't we he already let us inside. We're hiding in the bathroom or whatever. And then we walk in. We don't have to run.
Okay, we're workshopping
Question.
this idea.
Yeah.
What is volcano curry?
Oh, it's the best, Alanah. It's a fantastic.
Japanese curry.
It's Japanese curry. It's on 19th and Geary. They sell the best chicken katsu curry with potatoes and carrots and the whole thing. But the thing that really sets them apart is the quality of the rice. Like no other place has better rice than this place. Where I feel like every time I order delivery from Postmates or Uber Eats or from whatever, whenever I get like, I don't know, chicken chow mein or whatever the fuck.
Of course, yeah.
Whenever I get
that.
steamed rice, it's always like some of them it's too mushy, or sometimes it's like it's almost like a soup, a solid thing of rice. Like no, I
Yeah.
like them to be separated. I want them to be able to live apart, And volcano curry does a phenomenal job of like every kernel is individual. It has their own personality.
Every kernel.
Now, Greg, I have a new idea.
Yeah, grain.
Yeah.
You know how Kevin's very good at making costumes. What if can you authorize the funds to be released from the Kind of Funny account to allow him to build me a volcano curry costume so that
You
we
just
knock
wanna
on
be
the
the curry.
door. Andy goes to try to pick me up. He's like, that's an unusually big bag, but
Right.
I
Really
work
big,
a
yeah.
lot. And he goes to open it. I scare him. He goes, oh my God, you guys finally scared me. Then he's not worried about it anymore. Meanwhile, you guys, you two would have both dropped down behind him,
Yeah.
snuck in. Greg, you're now the blanket. Alanah, you have to be his Gundam statue back there, whatever the hell he's
I've
got
got
back
that.
there.
I've been training for that my whole life.
Yeah, and then you were in, and I miss out on it, but of course I'll take one for the team because the hilarity of watching you two scare the shit out of him on stream would be just worth it, every second of it.
Andy, knowing this entire plan, is it still going to work?
Well, I mean, I'm very forgetful. I'm so forgetful.
I know,
But
Eddie.
I do think that the
Excellent.
second that I see a volcano curry box that's 5'6",
Hey,
It
I'll
might
be
trigger a
sitting
memory.
down, Andy. I'll be 3 feet tall.
okay, I still feel like I might have a
Have some
hunch.
questions.
Why is this package so gigantic? I might have to. Yeah, like I think that'll set that off. I think, Nick, what you do is you just find out any other way to scare me that isn't you being in a giant box. Like maybe just hide behind a wall, freak me out. Then I'll be like, oh, you got me.
We could SWAT you.
No.
Whoa.
that.
No?
We
Oh.
could dress as the SWAT team though. And SWAT.
Oh,
You know what
that
I mean?
could
Still
work.
technically illegal, I think. But that
No,
would
we
be
called the
scary.
cops earlier and we're just like, you'll never catch us. You know what I
we'll
mean?
get clearance from them. Hey, is it cool if we dress like y'all? Yeah, cool. All right.
Tight, thanks. Appreciate it.
Should be safe. Yeah,
we just misspell SWAT on the costume, and we're covered legally speaking.
That's
we're
where
not-
Kevin's costume skills come in.
Exactly. Kevin will just misspell it on not even on purpose.
SWAT.
Nick, no reason to insult me. Don't double down. I can end you.
You can cut your stream at any time.
You can end you.
Alana, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, I was going to present it can be anything, right?
Yeah.
Listen, a large part of me wants to talk about The Last of Us footage that we just saw. But what I was going to pitch to you was a topic that I find very interesting, which is basically OnlyFans. But question being, is it okay if you have an OnlyFans if you're in a relationship? And is it okay if you're subscribed to someone's OnlyFans if you're in a relationship? And does your partner need to know if you're subscribed? What are the rules?
Oh, I like
Wow.
all
Is it the same as
I like
watching
this a lot.
regular porn, or is it different?
Yeah, so I saw when iDubbbz, that YouTuber iDubbbz, came under fire because he's this gigantic YouTuber, by the way, Nick. This dude.
How tall is he?
10 million subs. I don't know. He's 7'9". Yeah, he's gigantic. His girlfriend has an OnlyFans where she sells scantily clad photos of her or whatever, and a lot of his fan base started attacking him and was like, "You're fucking letting this happen, bro." And he was very much like, "Look, I support sex workers. Like, make your money, do your thing. I'm all for this," or whatever. And I feel like that's kind of where this whole discussion kind of got started, right? I've seen other people bring it up or whatever. I mean, again, Nick and Tim, what do you always say?
Honesty and communication. That's what it's about, man. It's like the answer to this is, what's the comfort level of you and your partner? You guys need to talk it out and go from there, depending on what your relationship is. Personally, hell yeah, man. I wished you would have one of these things. Let's make that fucking money. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You and me both, Tim. You and me both.
Nick
Yeah,
had
no,
to
I
do
think
it.
so. I think the first
Tim
part of it,
immediately
in terms of,
resends
like,
it.
do you care about your partner having it? Like, no, I think that's their choice or whatever, right? And I mean, obviously, it's different couple to couple, relationship to relationship, and comfort level and stuff like that. I wouldn't have an issue with it. Like, it's whatever. It's your life, it's your body, and stuff like that. Where it gets interesting is what you're bringing up. Yeah, of like, how does it work in terms of like, because your question was, I'd be fine with somebody else, my partner having it, but then the question, right, of like, is it okay to subscribe to it? I would say yes as well, but then I really like the question of without them knowing, right? I like that added wrinkle to it.
Is it the same as just porn, or is it different because you're subscribing to an individual person?
Yeah.
You're supporting that individual, and a lot of, from what I can tell, OnlyFans content is like a lot closer than you would be to a porn star generally. Like, you have more of a line of communication with them. So you could say, well, it's just porn. I don't have to tell you about my porn watching habits. But in the case
I always
of
tell Nick,
OnlyFans,
yeah, Nick always comments on mine. I'm just like, just text me, dude. You have my number. We don't need to like, you don't have to do that.
Andy, last time I said send me feet pics, you just didn't text me back.
It is an interesting question, and I've always been of the mind of, as I've had more and more fame and success, right, in this industry, right, I'm just becoming huge, right, giant celebrity.
loads of them.
Yeah,
Jeff Keighley, Andy Cortez.
Exactly. Exactly. Summer Games. Summer Games. I've always felt like I need to be more supportive of creators, and that's why like I make sure to like actually buy movies now, or I'm subscribed to a lot of my friends' Patreons. Like whether or not I listen to their content or podcasts, I'm there at the $1 or $2 level just to like, you know, help out a little bit, and it also makes me feel good. But I feel like there's such a gulf with that between friends that are like, well, how do you separate it? Like games industry people or people that sell lewds or nudes or whatever. Because I feel like we're a lot more comfortable giving money to podcasters and video people and stuff like that. But the comfort level drops off when it turns to like, do I want to give women that sell nudes or lewds, or men that sell lewds or nudes, do I want to give them money? Like, does that become a little too personal? And I think that's like super interesting because
it's also, how do they feel? Like, say you have a female friend who has an OnlyFans and she sees that you're subscribed. Is she going to be uncomfortable? Is that a conversation you have to have with that person if you know them personally as well? Or is it just, I'm just supporting a creator?
I would make it extremely clear if I was supporting someone, I would get ahead of it and make sure they know I'm supporting them. So there's not like an awkward, like, there's no moment I get caught. It's like, yo, I'm supporting you. Then they know I'm supporting.
Yeah, but I think to a lot of point, it changes the dynamic of your friendship when you support someone for something like that, because there's a level of intimacy involved in this that I just don't see in normal, just watching like random porn. And I think it's an interesting question. To me, I mean, I'm old, so I have to put it in context of like things that I have from my past experiences. To me, it sounds more like you're going to a strip club. And in that regard, that's not something that I would feel that I should. I wouldn't feel in the right keeping that for my wife. Now, granted, my wife wouldn't care, but I do still feel like I owe her at least a little bit of respect of saying, "Hey, me and the guys are going to this thing. We're going to a strip club tonight." And she, of course, would be like, "I don't care. Good luck wasting your money, because there's no freaking way you're going home with a stripper." So to me, like, I just feel like that would be something that I'd have to have a conversation with my wife about, because I do think there's a more one-to-one intimacy there, especially since if I'm thinking correctly about this, is there like a one to, can you go into like a private room with this person on OnlyFans? Is it like
I'm not entirely sure. I think it's like almost functions like Patreon, where you can have like,
so it's not like chat or something weird like that, right?
No, it's up to the creator of like what they want the content to be. Like, it could be live, or it could just be VOD, or it could just be pictures.
Okay. But are you in chat with them while they're doing whatever they're doing? Is that a thing?
It's up to
probably
you.
an
is
option.
it like,
I think
is it like Pornhub Live?
That shit. Yeah.
Everyone
Might be. I know that there's a DM feature, because the one time that I looked at a friend's OnlyFans, everything was private. Huge bummer. She's a babe, but it was all like, check your DMs if you're on this tier for this thing. So it's all privately sent out, which means private means of communication. And like, one of the issues that I had on Patreon, and one of my like hesitance to start one again, even if people suggest it, is because it's a small community. I was talking to some of those people so much that they just got way too attached, and it was a really difficult thing to navigate. I feel like on an OnlyFans, I imagine they're selling the same thing. They're not just selling pictures. I think they're also selling a relationship, or at least
experiences.
It's the same as a strip club, where they're selling the fantasy of like, you're going in and you're going to have that level of intimacy with this person, if only for 5 to 10 minutes or whatever it's going to be, however much your money gets you. And to me that does seem different than just watching normal porn, which I think, of course, if you asked anyone you asked me 15 years ago, I'd be like, oh no, you can't watch normal porn either. So everything's obviously progressing and shifting. But yeah, that's strange. As to whether or not I could date someone or be married to someone that was doing that, I'd like to think I could, but I know there's an insecure part of me that would be like, this is going to get hard to deal with the bigger this person gets. And I'm like, and that's probably a bad thing to say, but I just don't know that I don't know that I could be with someone like that for a long period of time, knowing what she means to other guys in that regard and welcoming that level of energy coming in. I think that'd be difficult for me to deal with. I think
it's fair for you to say that, as long as you acknowledge that it's like, it is on your insecurity. You're allowed to have insecurity. As long as you're not like, she's a whore for doing it, then I think you're fine.
No, I don't think there's absolutely anything wrong with anyone doing that. You know, of course, I have a 4.999 star rating on WikiFeet, on men's WikiFeet, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy for two reasons. One, I like to support that community, and I have might as well get them out there. And two, my score is still higher than Greg's last time I checked.
You checked it lately? That's what I'm checking right now.
Look at him as he looks down to Google it. You piece of shit.
I want to know what's happening out there. It blew up my face going the other way. Oh my God. What did you say you are? 4.9?
I was like almost 5 stars, but
you are right now, out of 5 stars, you are 5.47. You somehow broken the scale. What is my fucking wiki feed at now? God damn it.
Oh God, I hate that.
The best feed I've ever seen.
I would.
Oh my God,
agree with Nick.
I'm a 2.17. Fucking G.
You got to show more feet, Greg.
Nick, give the kids, give the footies some feet. You know what I mean?
Give the footies.
Give the footy some feet. I already showed my slippers, man. You got to just tease it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Only one foot per podcast.
Yeah, wait
That's-
till Nick
be at the
starts
right
his
tier.
OnlyFans.
You have to be at the right tier. Yeah.
I would love to, Tim. I would love to.
Andy, what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I'm totally with Nick. Like, I'd like to think I'd be okay with it, but if I do get insecure, like, I don't feel like I'd be able to predict that. Like, fuck it, get your money. Like, this is great. You're making a living, and that's awesome. But I totally agree with Nick, where it's like, well, I'm short as hell and I'm not rich, and what can those guys offer?
Clearly money, funding, clearly.
And that's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's down to the individual. Maybe she really, really enjoys that, like that level of work on like it's just work, or maybe it is a sexual level that she's enjoying it. But to me, I feel like my mind immediately goes to exactly what Andy's talking about, where there's some guy out there who's 6'1", 6'2", great head of hair, finance guy. And I'm like, that's it. She's gonna leave me for this guy. She's gonna figure out who this guy is, and he's clearly better than me, and that's it.
But she loves you.
You deserve it.
Yeah, but let's be honest, Greg. You've worked alongside me for 5 years right now. If you could get a better version of me in that didn't like talk like I talk, you do it in a heartbeat.
Oh, you get mad when I talk to Carboni. Yeah,
Anthony Carboni.
Exactly. Josh, like, who you try to keep us apart. I understand. I respect it.
Over my dead body.
Alanah,
Yeah,
what were your answers for all the questions?
I don't really know. That's why I think it's so interesting. Like, I've been thinking about it, and I feel like fully depends on the relationship, because I've had entirely different relationships with different people about like rules and where things apply based on just what our relationship is. I feel like I would definitely not be okay with someone I was dating subscribing to a personal friend's OnlyFans. I feel like I would find that really uncomfortable. Like, if say it was someone that we were both buddies with and we see that person out, and then I know that my boyfriend is like actively paying to see that person naked, I think that I would have a really tough time with that specifically.
Yeah.
But I feel like if it was like a woman I didn't know and that he didn't know, and that I was confident that he was not trying to get in intimate contact with, then I feel like I'd be all right with it.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
I honestly don't know. Like, I'm very unsure. I just think it's a really interesting conversation. If I was dating someone and they had an OnlyFans, man or woman, I wouldn't care. That's fine. Go for it. As long as I got to see the content for free.
For
I don't
free.
have to pay for it.
Yeah, I ain't paying for Gia's
Alanah,
OnlyFans.
I'm gonna film something. I need you to leave the room and pay $5.99. What's going on the other side of the door? Go over
Listen,
there.
I'll help him film it, but I get to see it. All right?
You can watch live from the living room. If you
Yeah,
like.
exactly. Yeah. I'll give you even 1 month promo code.
Would it change your feelings at all if you were dating someone who was looking at a lot of people's, like if it was just a casual, like,
a lot of people I might even feel better about it, because I've
Right?
dated people who've just like entirely followed hot chicks on Instagram, and I don't have beef with that.
Yeah.
That's fine. And some of those platforms are not that different. I don't know how explicit OnlyFans gets. I'm sure some people just get
It's
fully pornographic
What
page.
I've heard. Yeah,
it's as explicit as possible.
Okay, so it is basically like just a much more intimate Pornhub.
Yes.
Yeah, if there were multiple, I might be more on board with it. It's just looking at porn. People like to be sexually stimulated. You don't have to only be sexually stimulated by the person that you're dating. I think that's fine. But yeah, I think I do draw a line if it's someone that they personally know, or if I found out that they were having like full blown conversations, then I think I'd be uncomfortable. But
yeah, this went back, and I think it's an interesting thing because I'm with you in the same vein, right? Where it's like I've never used OnlyFans for full disclosure, but it's that thing I see obviously so many of our friends in the same circles doing it and using it. I'm like, oh, more power to you. But it's like, and I support you, right? I don't want to cross that line and do that because of all the things we're talking about, right? But it reminds me of when we had Meg Turney on the podcast, and I was like, is it weird when I like a photo of you being sexual or like your ass? She's like, I don't fucking notice, and I'm glad you're supporting. And I'm like, exactly. Okay, that's how I feel about it too, right? Because it's not me liking it going like, oh my God, yeah. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, like, of course, you look great, and this is cool. Yeah, exactly. But I like, for our other friends, like Darshell, right? Like she has an OnlyFans. If it was like, I like her photos on Instagram, right? But I don't, when I see the swipe up or whatever, like I don't do that, right? Because I feel like that's a bridge too far for somebody we know personally. Yeah. And of course, I want everybody to do well and be supportive, but it's just not for me, I guess, in that way.
Fucking make that money. I was talking to Nick. Totally. I was talking to Nick about this this one tweet that I saw from this 22-year-old woman on Twitter, and some guy. She was quote tweeting a guy who was like, "Imagine letting your girlfriend go on OnlyFans. Like, couldn't be me." Some guy talking shit, and she quote tweeted that with like a photo of her fucking like giant ass house, and was like, imagine buying a house like or like essentially alluding to I'm in a relationship, and here's my first house that I just bought, and it is gigantic.
Well, then
because of
that
OnlyFans.
that went viral and
Yeah.
turned into a whole bunch of other OnlyFans people posting their houses, and it's just
Oh, really?
it's like Jesus Christ, man!
Good
like,
for
why
you,
the fuck
man.
not?
Fuck yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I could do it. I would.
Yeah.
Like we
Here's
all
the beauty of it, Tim. You can just do it. I'll sign you
I
up
know,
right now.
but that's the thing is like it's not going to
Let's
get the
see the
desired
tummy.
results.
Let me see your tummy, Tim. That's where I would. That's why I would never do it. Not because I have any moral objection to it. It's because I hate
look
my body
awful.
so much.
Yeah, me too.
There's
Me too.
no way I'm opening
the-
myself up for
the thing
any
is-
criticism on that.
Everybody loves a titty. I'm not sure everybody loves a tummy, and I agree with that, Nick. I
There's a
agree with
bigger
that.
market than you'd think, especially if it's hairy.
Oh,
my
There's a
God.
market.
bears, the
There's a
big
market.
bears. That's very true.
I
Maybe.
wouldn't even be opposed to it. I just hate having my picture taken or being taken in any kind of picture. I have no problem with anything sexual really at all, or seeing anything sexual. I just fully wouldn't enjoy making that kind of content. I'd be like
Yeah,
uncomfortable and weird. I don't even like having my photo taken fully clothed.
I would just need.
Like
I would
a
just
naked
need.
photo shoot. I just feel like I hate all of this.
I would just need my photo like from here to here, and that's it. Like at this angle. It has to be at any other
Can
angle.
I
No,
charge
thank you.
$6 a month for that?
There's only one way to find out.
$16 a month.
Alanah Pearce, thank you for
What
being
is
part of it.
Ryan's OnlyFans? Jessica
I
Negri's
I
boyfriend.
know that he posts
Nerd boy, right?
nudes. I don't know
Yeah.
if he posts actual nudes, but he
Oh, see, I wanna
definitely
know.
posts lewd stuff. I know his was the first one that I was like, I would like to know what this content is. But then I was like, it's Ryan, friend of mine. Also, don't want to do that, so I'm just
Yeah.
not going to do it.
Yeah, that's the other
I
thing
would just
too.
text
Like
him and ask.
what we're talking about earlier, of like, oh man, what is OnlyFans really, right? And it's like we see our friends or acquaintances do it, and you're like, oh, I should wait. No, I can't subscribe because then they're gonna see it, and it's like, no, I just wanted to see what it was. I don't know.
Well,
But
see,
I-
that's my thing. I would just fucking
it's
do it and
kind of
tell them.
unfair.
Just own it.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair. We're not supporting them in the way that I do the same thing. I subscribe to a bunch of friends on Patreon. I never even look at any of it,
Yeah.
but I just throw everyone money really that I want to support, and
Right,
it does
that's true.
seem
That's
kind of
true.
unfair that because of the nature of the content that some of my other friends are making, because they decided to make sexually explicit content, that I won't support them. There's still people I want to support. Like that does seem kind
Yeah.
of shitty.
Yeah, I was for the longest time, and I think I still am, because I subscribed to like the $1 level for like OK Beast and Danny O'Dwyer No Clip, and I was at the $1 level for Negri and for Darshell, and then Darshell started getting like more and more nude and stuff like that, and I was like, does this feel weird? You know, she probably doesn't even see that I'm still a $1 level. Who gives a shit? Like, I'm overthinking it just because I overthink everything anyways. But we
If
always
one of my
talk
friends
about
was like, I'm showing dick and it's the $5 level. If I knew that for sure, I'm paying $5. And I'm letting him know. I'm like, dude, I paid $5 to see your fucking dick. No shame at all.
we've
Tim,
talked
would it
about
surprise you that I would show you my dick for free?
It would not surprise me, but that's different.
we've talked about how we'd all
right now.
we've talked about how we'd all watch each other bang. Like
Totally.
Yeah.
I would pay $5 for it.
Not to be sexual though, just to make each other incredibly uncomfortable.
Well,
while
also
you're
just because it's just curiosity.
You guys need
Like,
a HR department. That's a problem.
I'm just curious.
We have an HR department. It's either Kevin or Nick. I can never
You
remember.
can't stop them. I've tried. They just won't stop.
Want to watch each other fuck to make each other uncomfortable. Great.
It's curiosity, man. At this point, you know.
I sometimes
Theoretical.
think about like friends who are couples and what they might look like having sex. I
Oh,
do
yeah.
sometimes think about that, and then I kind of like don't want to, but sometimes I'm like I feel like
You
it's super
can't.
boring, or I feel
Yeah.
like they have a great time. Like I do
There's-
wonder.
Yeah, there's times Kevin has explained stuff, and I'm like, God damn, I don't ever.
All
yeah.
right, time to wrap this up. This has been the Kind of Funhouse Roulette episode of the Kind of Funny podcast. We don't need to investigate that anymore. Of course, if you couldn't get enough of that, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny. We're about to go do a post show. And of course, you can be part of the shows there. You can watch it live as we record it. You can submit your questions, everything under the Kinda Funny sun. Alanah, on behalf of all of Kinda Funny and reaching out to all of Funhouse, thank you for crossing over with us this week.
Thank you for having me. I don't know
Thank
what my
you, Alanah.
background is, but thank you for that too.
It's space,
Kevin.
maybe? Sun?
I think I might be in space.
It was rainy at first, then I switched it to space.
Very
Nice.
cool. I'm into
Good
it.
job, Kev. Good job,
Yeah.
Kev. All right. Well, we have a post show to do, but until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been our pleasure to serve you.